Goals are good for setting direction, but systems are best for making progress. That simple truth separates the dreamers from the doers. Most people don't fail because they set the wrong goals. They fail because they never built a system to reach them. They get excited, they make plans, they write it all down. But when the real world shows up with distractions, stress, and setbacks, their goals disappear into the background. Here's the truth. Motivation is a spark. It feels great, but it burns out fast. What you need isn't more hype. You need a machine, a repeatable process, a system that keeps moving even when your energy doesn't.
John Hendricks and the company Safe Transport Moving. SafeTransportMoving.com.
SafeTransportMoving.com. I'm going there. Is this you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Because there's somebody watching this who's a dentist, they're a
Right.
doctor, they're a home builder.
Right.
And just so I'm getting that, you're saying, just make sure I'm getting this, that you used to not get any leads off the internet, or very few, and now you're getting 100 a month?
Yes, sir.
How many leads do you get a month now, approximately?
Oh my gosh. We get more than we can handle. We got different problems now. We got to scale up the people. A month, 100. I don't know, round number. It's like, see, there's franchises in Tulsa. There's 3 or 4 franchises that operate, and they got marketing budgets. They got more than they got plenty. I mean, they got a lot more than I got, and so we're actually able to do better than they are. What you're doing with the marketing is outdoing what they're doing, and they've got more resources than I do. It's just a moving service, mostly residential. Sometimes we'll move businesses here and there, doctors' offices and things like that. Mostly local, but we do have people. Once they've used us once, then they, let's say they want to move to Arkansas, or they want to move to Texas or Mississippi or wherever. So we kind of go where our clients want to go, wherever they, we develop a relationship with them, and wherever they want to go, we kind of take them. If you don't track, you will slack, because something that it'll seem more urgent will take your time away. And so it's kind of a discipline for me anyway, to sit down and do this, because there's always something else that kind of needs to be done. But if I don't keep track of it, then I don't know what's going on really. And then it's not a good thing to have bills to pay, and you're like, well, I don't have any money. Well, I don't have any money to pay any of my bills. Well, you're not keeping track of what you need, what's going on. And then just doing a good job, do what you say you're going to do a good job. And so I get a lot of business that are friends of my clients. We do such a good job. And then next thing I get a call, and it's one of their friends or one of their family members or their brother or their cousin or somebody. And so if you just do what you say you're going to do, but combine that with the online presence, those two things really work well together.
For anybody out there that hasn't had a business coach they've worked with before, could you talk about the importance of having a weekly meeting with McKenna, or maybe explain what those meetings have done for you, or maybe what those meetings are like?
Well, they keep me from procrastinating. They keep me on schedule. Things that if I accountable. It's like, okay, I got my weekly meeting coming up. Mine's on Wednesday, and I got to make sure I got all my information entered into my whatever that thing's called. It's a scheduling thing, a tracking sheet. It's a tracking sheet. So, I got to put in how many leads I've got, how much money my revenues come in, how much of my expenses were, how much my net is, and then if I wasn't doing that. And I wouldn't have known really how to create that on my own, because I mean, you've got it all broken into different categories. You've got the marketing, and there's people that know about marketing, but there's marketing, there's sales, there's management, there's all your 14 steps we're going through. There's all these things that I would have had to become a student of business growth or something like that. And there's a lot of books out there to read, and so you've kind of got it all packaged in one you've already done all that for us, and it's worth to me, it's very much worth what I pay for it. Well, it's like a template that it's a template that's already been created on the action steps to do, and then someone holding you accountable on those exact things. It's really like makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier. It's very efficient, because I mean, I graduated from college. I mean, it's not like I don't know how to read, but um, you know, there's a lot of information out there, and to have to sift through it all, you would have to can take some time, and then it's going to be a lot of trial and error. And so you've already got the system developed. So why not? Why would I want to go? Uh, why would I want to go recreate something that somebody's already put the work into doing? It's just easier. It's a no-brainer. It is an absolute no-brainer. A free. No, this is a good thing. You got a good system going on. You've got really quality coaches, and it's been very beneficial to me. And I'll say we like what we worked 10 years in a different type of but similar home staging business, and it was always a grind, and we their system, it was a franchise, their system sucked compared to what you're coaching me. And I'm telling you. And so we went on a cruise for the first time since our honeymoon last year, and for a week, and that was fun. And so we booked another cruise leaving from Miami for a week that's going to go I think the Bahamas or something like that. And so, we're stepping into this thing where we're haven't making enough money to actually go and enjoy a vacation here and there.
Well, folks, what inspires me is helping great people like you to grow your companies. And on today's show, we are joined with a listener who is a diligent man. And I'm telling you, folks, money is a magnifier. Money just makes you more of who you are. If you make more money, then you're able to do more, be more of who you already are, right? And so money is a magnifier. So I love working with great people that want to grow their great companies. And so I'm super excited to be joined with today's guest. John, welcome to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Appreciate it.
Now, for anybody out there that wants to verify you're not a hologram, can you share with us your first and last name and the name of your company?
Yeah, sure. John Hendricks, and the company Safe Transport Moving.
And if anybody wants to look you up and verify that your company is a real company, what's the company's web address there, sir?
SafeTransportMoving.com.
Okay, so I'm going to pull it up real quick here. So give me a second. I'm going to pull it up so our listeners can follow along here. We're going to SafeTransportMoving.com. I'm going there. Is this you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you and I, do you recall from the time that you and I first met or started working with you until now, how much has your business grown?
Well, actually, I was just talking about that with McKenna a couple of days ago. It's probably tripled.
Tripled.
Tripled, yeah.
And for anybody out there that doesn't know what you do, share with everybody out there about the services that you provide.
It's just a moving service, mostly residential. Sometimes we'll move businesses here and there, doctors' offices and things like that. Mostly local, but we do have people. Once they've used us once, then they, let's say they want to move to Arkansas, or they want to move to Texas or Mississippi or wherever. So we kind of go where our clients want to go, wherever they, we develop a relationship with them, and wherever they want to go, we kind of take them.
Now, my understanding is before we met, and I have some notes here, so I could be incorrect or not, but I believe you used to get maybe like one lead a month off the internet, or maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
share with us about the number of leads you used to get versus the maybe number of leads you're getting per month now.
I did not have a website. All I was getting was just word of mouth. And that's word of mouth is fine, but it's slow, because you're dependent on the people that you serve to tell other people, and they're probably not going to do that until they bump into them and somebody says, "Oh, I need to find a mover," So it was ground zero. It was almost like zero leads per month, because it was just somebody that would come in.
How many leads do you get a month now, approximately?
Oh my gosh, we get more than we can handle. We got different problems now. We got to scale up the people. A month, 100. I don't know, round number.
Do you think you think about 100 leads a month now you get?
Yeah, I just simple math, 25 a week. I'll probably get 5 a day sometimes, you know.
And you used to not get any leads. I just want to make sure I'm getting, because I want to make sure the listeners get this, because there's somebody watching this who's a dentist, they're a
Right.
doctor, they're a home
Right.
builder. And just so I'm getting that, you're saying, just make sure I'm getting this, that you used to not get any leads off the internet or very few, and now you're getting 100 a month.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now,
That's correct.
in your industry, in the moving industry, there are major companies. There are companies like U-Haul. Everybody knows U-Haul. U-Haul
Yeah.
has become the lyrics to famous songs. There are major moving companies, but yet you're defying logic. You're going against billion-dollar companies and you're making it work. Does it kind of blow your mind that you can actually have success when competing against huge companies on a shoestring budget?
Yeah, it is. I would say um, it's like, say, there's franchises in Tulsa. There's 3 or 4 franchises that operate, and you know they got marketing budgets. Uh, they got more than they got plenty. I mean, they got a lot more than I got, and so we're actually able to do better than they are. What you're doing with the marketing is outdoing what they're doing, and they've got more resources than I do financially.
Have you heard the on hold music that I recorded for you yesterday? Have you heard this yet? This madness?
No, no, no. I heard that it was going to happen. I heard
It's on the top of your agenda. So I just finished it, and it is a truly spectacular thing. So at some point, you can check it out. Way too
All
much
right.
time was spent on that. But I'll tell you this, folks, with John's business and a couple other clients I work with, the phone rings so much that they actually have to put their clients on hold to check availability from time to time. And so with John, we just recorded on hold music for his business, and I hope everybody out there finds it fast. I'll put it on part 2 of today's show so our listeners can listen to your on hold music. But let's get into the stack of stuff. So to grow a company, once all the motivation goes away, or once all the motivation settles in, so many people go to a business conference to get motivated, to get caffeinated, to get agitated, whatever they do. But once all that ends, you got to actually do it. So I'm going to go step by step through all 14 steps with you, John. And I really want to tap into your wisdom about what you've learned and how it's working. So one is box number 1, or step number 1. This is all from my book, A Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. Everybody, I'll put a link to it. You can download it for free in the show notes. But 1, you have to know your revenue goals. Now, I'm not asking you on this show to share with the public population your revenue goals, but why is it important for you, John, and your business and your family to know your revenue goals?
Well, I don't know. It's like probably anything that you want to accomplish. If you don't have a goal, then how do you even begin? I mean, if I
Yeah.
wanted to climb, I don't know, Mount Everest, I'd have to want to go do it. I don't want to, but I'm just that popped in my head.
Now, box number 2 is you have to know your break-even numbers. And it's very hard to know your break-even numbers. You have to know how many customers do you need to sell something to break even. And it's hard to know that if you don't track every week. Could you talk about tracking every week and the importance of tracking things like, okay, how many leads came in for the week? Okay, how many sales came in for the week? Okay, how much profit did we make for the week? Can you talk about, because again, all these management experts, Drucker is a famous management expert. You'll see Jack Welch, may he rest in peace, Jack Welch, the former CEO of GE. They talk about you have to measure what you treasure, or you will slack, or you don't track. Or Tillman Fertitta, the guy who owns the Houston Rockets, the restaurateur entrepreneur, he says you have to know your numbers. Could you talk about knowing your weekly numbers and how important it is to track that on a weekly basis?
Well, I've experienced that. If you don't track, you will slack because something that it'll seem more urgent will take your time away, and so it's kind of a discipline for me anyway, to sit down and do this because there's always something else that kind of needs to be done. But if I don't keep track of it, then I don't know what's going on really, and then it's not a good thing to like have bills to pay and you're like, well, I don't have any money. Why don't I have any money to pay any of my bills? Well, you're not keeping track of what you need, what's going on.
And some of this stuff isn't like super complicated. It's just it's the discipline of doing it. I mean, even to be a disciple of Jesus, it required discipline. I think it's very important to think about that, folks. So box number 3, the number of hours you're willing to work. Now, I have people that come into my life who are entrepreneurs who say, Clay, you don't understand because you're a 45-year-old guy, and as a 45-year-old guy, you're willing to work, from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. and therefore you have a competitive advantage. I see other people come into my life who are 20 years old and they say, the reason why I can't work 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week in my business is because I've got young kids. Or I see people that are 30 years old who say, with a family and all the demands, I can't work on my business, or whatever the reason is. But all I know is, regardless of age, whether you're old, young, middle-aged, whatever, we've got to be honest with ourselves about how many hours per week we are willing to work in the business. And one of my clients is one of the most successful clients I know. This guy legitimately only works 5 hours a week. Legitimately. He just, every day, he does his morning huddle with his team. Every day, he does his huddle with his team, and he does his training. He does his tracking. So every morning, what does he do? He does a daily meeting where he tracks the numbers, he trains the team, and then he goes back to whatever he does all day. And did he always work 1 hour a day? No, he used to work 6 days a week. But I want to get your thoughts on this idea, John. Just being realistic about scheduling what needs to be done, because what gets scheduled gets done. Can you talk about the importance of having a schedule that you now adhere to or that you use for your business?
Yeah, because it won't. If you don't schedule it, it won't happen. Most likely, something else. So there'll be something that pops up that takes your time. But it's part of that discipline, like the tracking. Because I got to sit down and do that now. But it's what's happening is it's slowly moving me. It's actually helping me scale the growth of the company, because somebody has to keep track of it. Duh, somebody's got to fly the plane, right? And so as I'm tracking it, then I have to hire people to kind of to do some of the things that I was doing that I don't have time to do. And so I can see where a guy can eventually get to working 5 hours a week. That'll be awesome.
Again, I've got a client right now, true story. I won't mention his name, but he's leaving. He left yesterday to go to Hawaii, and he's doing a 3-week vacation in Hawaii. And he'll be working from Hawaii, managing his company with his daily huddles, his weekly meetings. And this is a guy in an industry that provides service. He has vans, he has trucks, he does that in his market. And when we first met him, he and his wife had not been on a trip in a decade, he said. So, I'm just telling you, folks, it is possible to build a business that can create time and financial freedom. Box number 4, you got to figure out what makes your company unique from the competition. There are many competitors, so you have to know who your top 3 competitors are. Mm-hmm. And you need to know what makes your company unique. The best way to do that is to mystery shop your competition. But let's look at your website here, Safe Transport Moving. What is it that makes safetransportmoving.com different from your other competitors?
We're actually more safe we're more careful with your furnishings than any of our competitors. That's probably it. We're able to offer more of a concierge service, and I want to really keep that culture that as part of as we grow, to where that's what we're known for, and that's kind of why I picked the name. Not rocket science, but just simple. And we just want to be very, 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 very careful. We move people's stuff. Not a single thing. There's not a scratch. There's not a dent. There's not a single thing that gets broken. That's a normal thing for us, and that's like unheard of in the moving industry.
By the way, on your on-hold music, I had a lot of fun with that fact, by the way. So I had a lot of fun with that, and I think you're going to laugh. I tried to make it where there's at least 10 funny moments during the 5 minutes of audio. So it took way longer than it should have taken, but I think you're going to love it. So, okay. So we move on to box number 5, improve the branding. But at the end of the day, folks, people are going to look you up. And if you don't have a website, if you don't have real testimonials from real clients, if you don't have real Google reviews from real clients, if you do not have real evidence that what you're really doing really does work, people just won't do business with you. And I'll just give you an example. We go to safetransportmoving.com. You're going to find a massive variety of testimonials from real clients. Now, somebody else might say, yeah, I've heard about this company. A friend of mine told me about it, but I'm going to quote unquote look them up. And when they look you up, they find all these wonderful objective Google reviews from real customers. That is a big thing. Let me give you a few more examples. A client I've worked with for years and years called oxyfresh.com. When I started with them, they did not have 560 locations, but guess what they have today? 560 locations. And John, these guys now have 336,000 Google reviews. 336,000 Google reviews. Let me tell you what that does for you. That makes people know that you are a real organization that provides real service to real people. One more example. If you do a search for Topeka Gyms, one of my longtime clients, Charles Kolaw, he now has 12,000 objective Google reviews and thousands of video testimonials from real people. Does that help him generate more leads? It absolutely does. Another example, belovedcheesecakes.com. This woman has thousands of testimonials from real people all across the United States. She's now selling more cheesecakes in a day than she used to sell in a month. And so you've got to do that. Could you talk about the impact that having real reviews from real people has made on your real business?
Well, it plays in, it's a trust factor. People hear from other people, real people, and they can see that it's sincere, and it's I'm drawing a blank here on the right word, but that it really did happen, and we really did do a good job, and they really were happy with our service.
I'm telling you, folks, it's not rocket science, but it definitely moves the needle. It creates massive growth. Moving on to box number 6, you have to have a three-legged marketing stool. You mentioned word of mouth was a great way for you to generate leads, but it took a while. It was kind of slower. But as it relates to your three-legged marketing stool, what I believe and I perceive your three-legged marketing stool to be would be, one, we got to make sure that we're consistently wowing the customer. That's leg number 1. Because if we wow the customer, they will come back and tell their friends. Box number 2, we've got to be topping those Google search results. And then leg number 3, if it's a three-legged marketing stool, we've got to make sure that we're gathering objective reviews from real customers. Let me repeat. 1, you got to wow the customer. So important. Wow the customer. 2, it's so important, folks, that we are gathering objective Google reviews from real clients and objective video reviews. And 3, we got to be top of those search engine results. Could you talk about the impact of having a three-legged marketing stool in place has made on your company? Because many entrepreneurs are doing mailers, they're Facebook ads, they're doing Instagram ads, they're trying, billboards, they're trying auto wraps, they're trying everything possible they're advertising at churches, at youth groups, they're buying ads on the back of softball t-shirts, they're doing door-to-door, they're doing mailers, they're doing coupons. Can you talk about the importance of having a three-legged marketing stool in place that really works?
Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on advertising that doesn't do much for you. And luckily, I haven't really done that. But with a word of mouth thing and are doing a good job. I mean, well, first of all, the Google review, the Google presence or the online presence is critical because everybody carries their smartphone around with them today, and most people use Google as a search engine, and most of the searches are on a mobile phone. It doesn't cost any money to create a Google business profile. It's free. It doesn't cost any money to create a YouTube channel. It's free, but you have to have somebody, you have to know how to do it, or have to have somebody help you know how to do it. And that's one of the things that you did for me or for us. And then just doing a good job, do what you say you're going to do a good job. And so I get a lot of business that are friends of my clients. We do such a good job. And then next thing I get a call and it's one of their friends or one of their family members or their brother or their cousin or somebody. And so if you just do what you say you're going to do, but combine that with the online presence, those two things really work well together.
Now, I'm going to keep going. Again, there's 14 steps we guide every client through. For the sake of time, we have to build sales scripts. Box number 7, sales scripts, recorded calls. We have to have one sheets or sales materials that make sense, your print pieces, your business cards, your sales scripts when you answer the phone, record calls for quality assurance. That's a big step right there. Box number 10, you got to manage people. We teach, if you're watching the show, we'll teach you how to hire people, how to find good talent, manage those people. You got to learn management. Box number 11, you've got to build a schedule that makes sense. You got to create a sustainable rhythm or a sustainable system for which you manage your week and you manage your team. It has to happen. You've got to create a reliable cadence for running your company. Box number 12, again, you've got to create human resources systems. How do you hire? How do you inspire? How do you train? How do you retain great people? Box number 13, you've got to track your numbers. Again, you've got to track the accounting. You've got to be accountable for tracking your numbers, because if you don't track your numbers, I promise you will not drift to success. And then box 14, you gotta, what's the point of doing success? What's the point of having success? And so you want to know your goals for your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your friendship, your fun, your focus. What are you going to do once you achieve success? I talked to one client this morning, and the real conversation he had, he said, Clay, I am so bored. And I said, you're so bored? And he goes, the business kind of works without me now. I'm just unbelievably bored. This guy is a multimillionaire. And ultimately, once you build a business that is systemizable, you can continue growing it or license it or open up more locations or franchise it. But I want to get into a couple other items real quick here. You meet every week with McKenna, a great member of our team. And for anybody out there that hasn't had a business coach they've worked with before, could you talk about the importance of having a weekly meeting with McKenna, or maybe explain what those meetings have done for you, or maybe what those meetings are like?
Well, they keep me from procrastinating. They keep me on schedule. Things that if I accountable, it's like okay, I got my weekly meeting coming up. Mine's on Wednesday, and I got to make sure I got all my information entered into my whatever that thing's called. It's a scheduling thing, a tracking sheet. It's a tracking sheet. So, I got to put in how many leads I've got, how much money my revenues come in, how much of my expenses were, how much my net is. And then if I wasn't doing that, and I wouldn't have known really how to create that, on my own, because you've got it all broken into different categories. You've got the marketing, and there's people that know about marketing, but there's marketing, there's sales, there's management, there's your 14 steps we're going through. There's all these things that I would have had to become a student of business growth or something like that. And there's a lot of books out there to read, and so you've kind of got it all packaged in one. You've already done all that for us, and it's worth to me, it's very much worth what I pay for it.
Final question I have here final two questions. I'll never forget, years ago, I have a client I work with now who's a multimillionaire. And when he started, he wasn't a multimillionaire. And he said to me, I've listened to your show for years, and I'm totally okay with paying $1,700 a month, $1,700 per month. I'm okay with being a coaching client. I'm okay with it. I think I want to do it. But why wouldn't I just do this on my own? And I said, that's a question you have to ask yourself. And he's like, touche. Because it was a thing where he knew what to do, but he wasn't doing it. And then once we started working with him, he found out that he didn't even know what he didn't know. Right. And so it was like it was a two-part thing. It was like accountability mixed with doing new things that he didn't know he should be doing. And it was like all of a sudden it occurred to him, wow, there's a lot I don't even know I'm supposed to be doing. And then also the things that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm not doing. Can you talk about the impact of having a coach in your life has made on your business in terms of, or maybe your approach to business?
Well, it's like a template that it's a template that's already been created on the action steps to do, and then someone holding you accountable on those exact things. It's really like makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier. It's very efficient, because I graduated from college. It's not like I don't know how to read, but there's a lot of information out there, and to have to sift through it all, you would have to can take some time, and then it's going to be a lot of trial and error. And so you've already got the system developed. So why would I want to go, why would I want to go recreate something that somebody's already put the work into doing? It's just easier.
My plan is at the April conference is to pick on you quite a bit in a good way, because I feel like at the business conferences, we bring in people like Tim Tebow who speak, or we have featured speakers. But I feel like the hot sauce that makes the conferences so great over these past 21 years is, one, we teach you what to do. But
Mhm.
2, you as an attendee can ask any questions you want. And then
Right.
3, where the room is filled with actual success stories, people that are actually doing the system and having the success. And so we bring up a lot of the, well, I'll call them case studies or clients, and we bring them up so they can share about how they implement those systems. Could you talk about, the workshops and maybe how you would describe them? Because I really have tried to make them a thing where entrepreneurs can ask questions and they can be surrounded with real people doing it. And I think most people, when they hear about a business conference, they think someone's going to be in the back of the room upselling all day. They think that somebody's going to speak in generalities and not actually teach specifics. Can you talk about what the business conferences are like?
They're different than anything else I've ever been to. They're almost as much of a production and but almost like an entertainment type of an activity as much as it is a learning event. It's not like you're sitting in a school classroom type setting where it's just with an instructor. I mean, this is a high energy event for 2 days, and you'll meet a lot of people that have the same interests, business people that are wanting to grow their business. It's I've been several times. I would they're fun to go to just to tap into the energy that is there. Yeah, they're like to me they're re-energizing every time I go.
Well, I if you come to the conference in April, I plan on bringing you up quite a bit. I've an optometrist we work with who's grown their business by an outstanding 15 times this year, and so they're going to
Wow.
be in attendance. And they don't normally come to our events. They're on the East Coast. They usually come to one event a year. They'll be here. We have another doctor, not an optometrist, but a doctor who's been able to grow their business by 8 times. We have another person who sells products online who's done unbelievably well. The numbers I'm telling you are they don't even seem real, but this online retailer is now up 30 times this year. It's just awesome. And to hear that your online leads are now up from maybe non-existent or 1 lead a month to 100 leads a month is beyond exciting. I'll give you the final word. What do you say to anybody out there that's thinking about scheduling a free consultation by going to thrivetimeshow.com?
It's a no-brainer. It is an absolute no-brainer. A free. No, this is a good thing. You got a good system going on. You've got really quality coaches, and it's been very beneficial to me. And I'll say we like what we worked 10 years in a different type of but similar home staging business, and it was always a grind, and their system, it was a franchise, their system sucked compared to what you're coaching me. And I'm telling you. And so we went on a cruise for the first time since our honeymoon last year, and for a week, and that was fun. And so we booked another cruise leaving from Miami for a week that's going to go I think the Bahamas or something like that. And so, we're stepping into this thing where we haven't making enough money to actually go and enjoy a vacation here and there.
I tell you what, that's the highlight of my week, hearing that. That's what I want. That's what I wanted for you. That's what I want for you. And I'm so glad you're able to do it, my friend. And we'll talk to you soon there, John. Thank you so much for carving out time for us.
Sure. All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Enjoy it. I'm John Hendricks,
And I'm Brenda Hendricks.
and we are the owners of Safe Transport Moving.
Safe Transport Moving really stands out from other companies. And the difference is we believe in giving people the very best experience, a very peaceful experience. We like to call it a shalom experience, which is nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing wrong, which so often people say they don't experience that when they move. It's chaotic. And that's how we got into the business, was we were known in our staging business for bringing quality to the experience with our own furniture, moving it carefully, and then people observed that and wanted us to get involved in moving them.
I mean, that's our goal every time, is to do a perfect move every time.
Thank you for calling Safe Transport Moving Service. We're either on the phone or helping a wonderful customer just like you to safely transport and move their most prized possessions and items from point A to point B. If you are looking for a team that you can trust to move your most prized possessions locally or even nationally, you've come to the right place. Yes, if you are looking to move your items somewhere within the Tulsa metro area, we can do that for you. Or if you're looking to move your items from here to Canada.
Oh, for cute. You should move up north to be with your family up here in Canada. We could watch Justin Bieber videos together. We could dress up like Mounties. We could watch Canadian hockey. We could talk about Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry.
Yes, folks, we are here to help you with any of your local and long-distance moving needs right here at Safe Transport Moving. We appreciate your patience and your decision to remain on hold. We are probably helping a great customer just like you, or we are on the phone with another customer. Stay tuned to learn more about the incredible packing services that we provide. What? Yes, we provide incredible packing services. Folks, if you're looking to make a big move and you want someone to help you do the packing side of the moving process, we are here to help you right here at Safe Transport Moving. At Safe Transport Moving, we work for you, and we won't stop until the move is complete.
I just can't stop moving.
In fact, we'll do virtually anything that's ethical and legal for you to help you have a great move. We'll even walk your dog. We'll pet your dog. We'll invest hours of time teaching your dog how to read Mandarin or how to memorize the periodic table if that's what you want us to do. Thank you for choosing to remain on hold. We are either on the phone or helping a great customer like you to complete the perfect move.
That's the perfect move.
Did you know that at Safe Transport Moving, none of our workers are ex-convicts? Yes, none of our workers are ex-convicts. And in fact, none of our current workers are convicts. Whoa. However, if you want to turn your moving process into a virtual laser show by hiring a convict, we'd be happy to talk to you about it when we get back to the phone.
Whoa.
At Safe Transport Moving, we specialize in moving precious cargo while keeping it safe. We specialize in not busting your boxes and dropping things that matter to you. We specialize in treating your fragile items with the care and love that they need. And we don't have any hidden fees. Yes, we have no hidden fees and very transparent prices. If our prices were even more transparent, it might even be scary. Yes, folks, our prices are very, very transparent.
These prices are just too transparent.
Did you know that at Safe Transport Moving, we have dependable, reliable, and on-time moving professionals that work for us? Do you want to have non-reliable, undependable, chronically late, drug-addicted,
cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, hopeless, heartless, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey
moving your most prized possessions? No, you don't. You want to trust a team at Safe Transport Moving. You want to deal with professionals that want to serve you, and that's why we want to talk to you as soon as we get back to the phone. We are either on the phone right now with a great customer like you, or we are in the process of moving. So please remain patient. We promise we are hustling back to the phone.
Get out of my way! I'm trying to get back to the phone! What are you doing?
Did you know that at Safe Transport Moving, we also offer staging services? Yes, we have staging services available if you are selling your home. If you're selling your home and you need someone to professionally stage that home, we now provide that service at Safe Transport Moving. From your home sweet home to your new destiny, you can trust our incredible team right here at Safe Transport Moving. Folks, you may have heard about Build-A-Bear, where you can go to the mall and build your own bear and then pay the company for the privilege of building your own bear. But have you heard of Move Your Own Move?
No, I've not heard about this incredible service. Tell me.
Oh, folks, at Move Your Own Move, let me tell you about this incredible service. You can move your own home, and you can pay us for the privilege of moving your own home.
How is it even possible?
That's right, folks. For just a little extra price, you could be feeling nice after you've moved your own home. We're talking about the heavy stuff.
I love to lift the heavy stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about the light stuff. Anything that you want to move, you could pay us and move it yourself, folks. You've heard about Build-A-Bear, but have you heard about Move Your Own Home?
This is incredible. I am so pumped. You're telling me I could pay you to lift my own stuff? This is better than Build-A-Bear. This is better than the melting pot. How is it possible?
Whoa.
He also has a wealth of knowledge. He's worked with so many different companies and different businesses. He could take a concept that he's used before in the past with somebody totally different industry and see how it would work perfectly for you in whatever niche market you're in or whatever type of service you're providing. And so his brain is just a wealth of knowledge, and just to have that type of perspective on, as a part of your team and your own company is huge, super valuable. So I would definitely encourage people to use him. But one thing is, you got to be coachable. You got to be wanting to get feedback. You got to be wanting to really grow your company. You got to want to put that extra 10 hours a week to working on your business and not just in your business. And so, yes, I would recommend it to anybody who's wanting to grow their company and provide great systems, checklists, workflows, great encouragement, and have accountability.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builders shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads, going from 10 a month to 180 a month. That would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects, you know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodward Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help, and the just the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Pipkin. I am 24 years old and I own Black River Falls Cleaning Services. We opened in April of 2019 and it is now mid-June of 2020. So I wanted to talk today about the success and growth I have achieved by implementing the Proven Path with Clay Clark's team and my business coach Luke from Thrivetime. It has been insane to say the least. I started working with them in mid-February of this year, so we're about 4 months in of working together, and it has completely transformed my business in pretty much every facet. So I'm gonna check my notes here. So in 4 months, my leads have tripled. I was getting probably like 2 leads a week. Now I'm getting more in the like 10 to 15 leads a week. I have doubled my number of employees. I'm now hitting the highest revenue weeks in the history of the company, week to week it seems like. We went from about 6 appointments today as our highest in February to now 14 to 15 appointments a day. And hiring quality employees has become much simpler and less stressful by using their systems for hiring. I typically only get maybe 2 complaints a month, if that, and everybody shows up to work. I just have really high quality employees now, especially in something people typically consider a high turnover type of work, you know, cleaning houses, cleaning businesses. I have amazing employees now, and I get rid of the ones who are not so amazing and bring on new ones because of, you know, group interviews and interviewing every single week. It's just been great, and such I don't waste as much time on low quality candidates anymore. And your coach will hold you accountable. I mean, which I love. Again, the tough love is really great. You know, Luke's like a stern father figure, but he's also nice, but also stern when he needs to be, when I'm being lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do because I don't want to do them. So that's just great. Worth every penny. I mean, I'd pay him $1 million a month if I can, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I would just say go for it. If it seems like a good fit, just go for it. Do what they say, even if you think it's stupid or ridiculous, just do what they say because it'll work. You know, people, when they look at my business, you know, people in my town, they think I'm lucky. They think I'm just, you know, things just happen for me. And, you know, maybe I am lucky, but it has a lot to do with hard work and, you know, perseverance and, you know, working till you cry sometimes. That's just being an entrepreneur, which if you're a business owner, you understand that. But it's having these systems in place of, you know, of course I'm going to be successful. It's an absolute because I have all this stuff in the background happening, and I have Luke and Clay and everybody on their team working really hard to make sure that I'm a success. And I can tell that they are just so excited every single week when I'm having all these wins and things like that. They're so excited for me. So it's the best thing ever, and I would suggest to anybody to work with them. So sorry for the long-winded reply, but I just had so much to say, and I could go on for hours probably about how amazing they are. But thank you to Clay and Luke and the entire team there, everything you guys have done for me, and I am so excited to continue to work with you for years to come. Thanks so much for watching.
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach, you know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, you know, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever was important. You know, my rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.
Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you. So congratulations.
Sean, guess what's happening? April 9th and 10th, 2026.
We are probably going to have an amazing business conference here at Tulsa Jerusalem.
Yes, we're joined by Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is going to be joining us right here at the Thrivetime Show World Headquarters, June 5th and 6th. He's a very successful football player, obviously a Heisman Award winner, but he's also a very successful entrepreneur. Now, when you work with real clients, Sean, real clients you really work with to help them grow their companies, do you ever hear a business owner tell you that they didn't have time to get something done?
Every day.
How often is not having enough time a problem for business owners?
All the time. It's like maybe 90% of the issues as people are trying to grow their company.
Well, Tim Tebow is going to come join us here at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, and he's going to teach us time management and his approach to personal self-discipline and getting things done. Also at the workshop, I'll put it up on the website so people can see it here. Also at the 2-day interactive workshop, Sean, we are going to be, there it is. We're going to be teaching accounting, systems creation, marketing, human resources, how to hire, inspire, train, and retain great people, accounting, social media advertising, search engine optimization. Sean, what's the area where most clients ask you for help the most? Is it generating leads? Is it hiring people? What's the biggest issue that most business owners have by default before they come to one of our workshops?
Well, I think it's management, because time is the most valuable resource for these business owners, and being able to manage their time is the first thing. Once they get that under control, then generally the numbers, being able to track their business and be able to make the best decisions based on numbers rather than emotions is a big area. And we teach all of this stuff at the business conference, particularly you, Clay. You love to hammer on time management. It's my favorite part of the conference.
Now, I'm going to pull this up real quick here because we're going to go through. If you're not excited, I want to get you excited about what we're going to cover at the workshop here. Okay.
All right.
The 2-day interactive workshop. This is my 20th year hosting workshops. So I'm telling you, folks, we're in rare form here. So one is the idea of establishing your revenue goals. I think most entrepreneurs don't know their revenue goals. Would you agree, or am I off my rocker?
No, that's totally a very important point we do with every one of our new clients that come on board, is we have to establish the revenue goals. And generally speaking, we have a vague idea, but not an exact idea that can be engineered down into like the daily goals for sales. And so that's a really big one.
Now, next is the break-even numbers. What kind of sales do you have to do to even break even?
Yeah.
Third is, how many hours per week do you want to work? What is your ideal schedule as an entrepreneur? Box number 4, how do you stand out in the clutter of commerce? What makes your company unique from all the different businesses? In a world of brown cows, herds of brown cows, proverbial brown cows, the analogy of brown cows, how can you be the purple cow that stands out? How can you be the squeaky wheel that gets the oil? Box number 5, branding. How do you improve the perception that people have of you, your business, your brand? Box number 6, marketing, your 3-legged marketing stool. What is a turnkey way for you and your company to generate leads so you can succeed? Because if you don't have any leads, your business will bleed. If you can't sell, your business will go to hell. You've got to generate leads. Sean, how often do business owners by default tell you they have a hard time generating leads?
It's almost all of the time. It's really a huge struggle. And many times they may be creating leads, but just through word of mouth. So they get to a point where we've implemented systems, and then they need to create more leads, but they've never had to do it. So there's a lot of different scenarios where business owners are like, how do you create leads? Something we hammer on at the conference a lot.
Box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Again, box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Sales scripts, recorded calls, one-sheets, pre-written emails, lead trackers, all of the sales tools, the sales print pieces, the one-sheets, the big screens that you see inside the business. Whether you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you got to have sales systems in place. We help you with that. Box number 8, what does it cost you to get another customer? Step number 8, what does it cost you to actually acquire a customer? Step number 9, it's hard to build an organization if you're not organized. We're going to teach you how to create repeatable systems, processes, file organization. Box number 10, we're going to teach you how to manage people, real people on the planet Earth. This just in, we're going to teach you how to manage real people on the planet Earth. Box number 11, how to create a sustainable schedule that works for you and your family. Step number 12, how to create human resources systems for recruiting, hiring, training, and retaining great people. Box number 13, accounting. This just in, we have to cover accounting. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. We're going to cover all the accounting things you need to know. And step 14, finally, what is the point of even achieving success? We're going to go over what is the point of even achieving success, how to design a life that you're excited about, how to design a life where you carve out enough time for your faith, your family, your finance, your fitness, your friendship, your fun, and where you're going to spend your focused time. We're going to go through that, all this and more. Now, the workshop, Sean, it's April 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day interactive workshop.
Yes.
And tickets, we always do it. It's $250 or whatever price that someone can afford. Sean, why do we let people name their price? Why do we have scholarship tickets available if somebody can't afford the $250 general admission ticket?
Well, we don't want anybody to miss out on it. You know, you could be at a startup phase or you could be, you know, way along in your business, but we want to make it accessible for everybody. I think it actually goes back to a story of your dad, and like it goes all the way back to how you've always done this as a business coach, trying to make sure that, you know, your average people out there have access to the things that work.
Now, 7 a.m. to 5, Sean, why do we go from 7 to 5 both days? I mean, it's 10 hours a day. 20 hours of training over 2 days. Why do we do 10 hours a day, Sean, of back-to-back workshops? We do a 30-minute teaching session. We do a 15-minute question and answer session, and then we take a break. 30 minutes of teaching, 15 minutes of question and answer, then we take a break. Why do we do that format, Sean?
That format is so that we can keep people engaged and not just sitting there listening, but also getting involved. We really encourage people to ask questions, and that's really where the juiciness of the conference comes out, is you can put your personal situation and your questions on the board, and Clay will tee off and give you direct advice. Even without being in our coaching program, you can get direct coaching from Clay. It's really a very engaging format. I enjoy it a lot.
Once again, folks, this event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Whoa. Who's our keynote speaker coming to the conference there, Sean?
Tim Tebow is our keynote speaker.
Sean, question number 3, how much does it cost to come to our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I think it's, did you say it's $250 or whatever you can afford?
That's right, $250 or whatever you can afford. Sean, how do you spell Eric Trump backwards?
P-M-U-R-T-C-I-R-E. Ooh, that took a long time.
I'll have to listen to this. Right. All right, again, that's Sean Lohman. I'm Clay Clark, inviting you to come join us at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. This event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tim Tebow, baby. It's Tebow time.
Oh, yeah.
Tulsa, Jerusalem.
You were doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrivetime Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Eric Antis with Shaw Homes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lindy Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrivetime Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas, and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days.
I heard about it on the podcast, started listening to the podcast, became a fan, and then figured out about the workshop. I own an insurance and financial services agency, and I was hoping to learn from the workshop systems and processes. I'm big on systems and processes, and always learning better ways to run a business more efficiently. The atmosphere's second to none. It's a high energy, really cool atmosphere to be around. Contagious, I would say. Just something every entrepreneur, I think, would appreciate and love. I'd say humorous, high energy, and full of substance, which I think is the key. A lot of business coaches or seminars maybe are high on motivation and making you feel good, but don't have a lot of substance that you can take back and implement, the following Monday, where his does. Man, there's a lot of valuable things. I'm gonna say, this is my second workshop. The first workshop I took back really the importance of a group interview. I used to spend hours and hours interviewing people, screening resumes, and that saving my time on that part is valuable. It was that and then the sales scripting that have been 2 major things just so far. Man, I think they're missing out on, expert advice from somebody who's been there, done that, built companies, has learned a lot of lessons. That's what I'm always looking for, is somebody that I can learn from that's ahead of where I am. And I think if you choose not to come, you're missing out on a lot of good advice that could help your business.